Hello, my name is Ann O'Neill. I'm a registered dietitian at Tri-County Endocrinology in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Today I'm going to be doing some diabetic education for a newly diagnosed patient on the effects of food on blood sugar and the concept of meal balance. So here we have the three macronutrients in foods: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So carbohydrate foods, which are cereals, hot or cold, grains, flour, anything made with flour, so bread, pasta, and then rice, and our snack foods, crackers, pretzels, those things, milk, yogurt, and starchy vegetables, so corn, peas, potatoes, and beans, so not green beans, but black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas, and then all fruit. So all of these foods, whether they taste sweet or not, they all break down into a sugar called glucose. That glucose gets absorbed into your bloodstream, causes your blood sugar to go up. So imagine this, it's not an oatmeal container, it's a muscle cell. And this is your bloodstream. And this is sugar in your blood. So we do need some sugar in the blood for our brain to function, for fuel for our muscles. And then when we eat carbohydrate foods, so 2 pieces of Aunt Millie's bread, our blood sugar is going to go up a little bit, which signals for our body to make insulin in our pancreas. So that insulin acts like a key to open up the cell so the sugar can go inside, which is good because now our sugars come back down closer to normal and our cells are happy because they get to use that sugar for energy. What we don't like about that, though, is then our sugars are just going on these roller coasters all day long. It doesn't lead to very good blood sugar control. So that's what's going on with carbohydrate foods. With protein foods, like cheeses, eggs, meat, poultry, fish, these things are not breaking down into glucose, so when we eat them in modest portions, it shouldn't affect our blood sugar. When we eat too much protein, what our body does is it can take that extra protein and turn it into sugar, so it can have a delayed effect on blood sugar. Not as much as carbohydrates, but it's still good to know about. And then with fats, fats are also not breaking down into glucose, so it's not affecting our blood sugar, especially if we stick with the healthy fats, the olive oil, canola oil, nuts, seeds, peanut butter, avocado, mayo, Miracle Whip, salad dressings, oil-based salad dressings, so Italian or vinaigrettes, and then tahini, which is what's in hummus. So these healthy fats, they're good for your cholesterol, they're good for your heart health, and they're not affecting your blood sugars. The unhealthy fats, what are called saturated fats, the kind of fat that is in butter, whole and 2% milk, high-fat cheeses, the skin on poultry, high-fat meats, this type of fat increases your cholesterol and is not good for your overall heart health, but it also affects your blood sugars. So let's take our muscle cell again, and the same 2 pieces of Aunt Millie's toast. So our blood sugar's gone up the same amount, but this time we've slathered our bread in butter. So a lot higher in that saturated fat. So what saturated fat does is it acts like gum or glue over the keyhole. So when our body makes that insulin and it comes along, it can't find that keyhole. So our cell is staying closed and the sugar is staying in the blood for much longer. So it's having a negative effect on our blood sugar then. So that's why we really want to reduce the saturated fats in our diet as much as possible. So the point of this is to show you not only how these foods affect your blood sugars by themselves, but how we can balance them to have better blood sugars. So whenever we eat a carbohydrate food, which we should do because they contain lots of very healthy nutrients in our diet, whenever we eat something from this category, we should also balance it with some protein or some healthy fat because then our blood sugars aren't going to spike up like this. We're going to have a nice slow rise. So our fuel can take us all the way to Kalamazoo instead of just to Ann Arbor. So next time we'll be talking about carb counting and how we can improve our blood sugars with that. But for now, that's all we'll talk about is meal balance. Thanks so much.